Hey guys, so I'd like to make another video I can link people to explaining this aspect of the glorious Ukrainian culture. And I hear this slogan shouted by pretty much everybody, whether they be Ukrainian or not, people like Johnny FD. But they don't actually do it fully correctly, they don't know the full call and response. And we're going to get to that in a little while because you get the full call and response in this video here. Ukraine's far-right children camp. I want to bring up a warrior video which was made by The Guardian, and this was a little documentary made before the current year. That's why it has a bit of truth in it. So before we get to that though, let me just give you a quick kind of history lesson on the phrase. Now a lot of Ukrainians will link some obscure poem or some other thing about the actual glory to Ukraine, and yes, glory to Ukraine used on its own, I'm sure it was said and used somewhere. It's just like a phrase. I'm sure it was used somewhere throughout the history of Ukraine. Just like Sieg Heil was used throughout the history of Germany somewhere. I'm sure there's some obscure poem in German history that uses Sieg Heil, which I think loosely translate to Hail Victory or something like that. I'm sure someone's used it in history, but what made Sieg Heil popular is a certain German group during a certain time period in history. And in the same way, what made Glory to Ukraine popular was a certain group aligned with another certain group, the same group in Germany around the same period of time. And it even kind of sounds like the same, it definitely echoes the same call and response in that I think Germans would use Hail Hitler, Sieg Heil, so glory to Hitler, or Hail Hitler, to victory glory. And in the same vein, people use glory to Ukraine, to heroes glory. And the heroes they're specifically referring to are the same heroes that aligned with the Nazis in World War II. That's the specific heroes they're referring to. So whenever people use this phrase, that is what you're supporting. You're supporting the mass murdering war criminals in World War II that slaughtered Jews and Polish people. And I think they did such a good job. They have letters between the Nazi commanders and Nazi politicians actually being like astounded at how good the Ukrainians were at ethnically cleansing this area of Galatia, which is where the Ukrainians, they wanted to have their the freedom, and they wanted to have a revolt against the Soviet Union by carving out this ethno-state, Ukrainian ethno-state, by slaughtering everyone in it except who they felt were ethnically Ukrainian. That's how they went about it. So and this is the thing, like, yes, you can be against the Soviet Union and you can kind of respect them not wanting to be a part of it, but being a Nazi isn't I think it's a better option, especially when you're killing loads of innocent people. Like, I don't know, both are kind of bad. So that's and not much has changed, has it? Like, even back in the day, the Ukrainians thought they were some kind of or at least they felt they were on par, and they definitely felt they were above the Russians, both ethnically and culturally. That's why they aligned themselves with the Germans as well, and that's why they used the racist epithet, by the way, of calling Russians orcs. It actually comes from them considering Russians not being ethnically true Slavs, that their blood has been tainted with the Mongol horde. The Mongols, when they took over Russia, they raped all the women and they mixed their DNA with the Slavic people there, and that's what Russians are, and that's how Ukrainians perceive them. And there's loads of literature from Ukrainians talking about this kind of stuff. So that's when you're using orcs to call Russian orcs, that's you're using a racial epithet, because Russia is very, very, very multi-ethnic, by the way. If you look at the Russians, a lot of them look Asian. So that's a large part of Russia. So that's what you're doing. And then if you're using the phrase Slava Ukraine, you're really referring to this Nazi slogan used by the OUN, or the OUN, I think, the Organization of Ukrainian Nationalists. I think that's what it was. So yeah, you're using that. That's who made it popular. That's where it comes from. Not some obscure poem. That's just a cover for stupid people like you, probably the person I linked this video to. Not my subscribers and the people listening to me, but the people who I would probably link this video to watch and explain it to them, and they probably still won't get it. But here's the full. If you still want to use the phrase, guys, here is the full call and response. If you want to be a true Ukrainian, we're gonna have a look at it now. This is how you do it properly. This way, if you're gonna travel to Ukraine, someone gives you a Slava Ukraine, here's how you should respond. Here's what you should do. Let's have a look at it.
This is the future of Ukraine, of our nation. So we teaching children to love Ukraine.
Slava Ukraine! Slava нації! Україна! Україна! Помолитися.
Alright, let's have a look at that again. Let's have a look at that again. Okay, so we're gonna give out
Children to love Ukraine.
Slava Україні!
we're gonna give out a glory to Ukraine, Slava Ukraine. Героям Slava, glory to the heroes,
Слава нації!
glory to the nation, death to our enemies. Doesn't that just roll off the tongue? Doesn't that seem very like civilized? This is the civilized world, guys.
Україна!
Ukraine above all others. And just remember to do the half-cocked Nazi salute while you're doing that too. So don't forget the half-cocked Nazi salute.
Нації!
Guys, you know, like ready to just throw that hand up in the air, but not making it too obvious. Guys, thank God, like we have at least some documentaries which were made before the current year to kind of show what's going on, but they are too and far between. Even there's a bunch of really good ones actually. There's a good one by Vice as well, which is pretty good too. This one here, you guys can check out. I recommend it. Out of control Ukraine rogue militias. Alright guys, so that's the video I wanted to make. I hope you enjoyed it, and all the best. And remember, Slava Ukraine, guys! Slava Ukraine! Yay! Hail Hitler. See ya.